I was so upset that I didn't go to the SRNC. Like, I'm glad I went and did Wellington or whatever, but I'm so upset I didn't go. The next one.
I got a lot of stick from the Dutchies.
Why?
Because the two that turned up first are kind of on their way to being oldies. And they were like, we're really cross with you. And I was like, why? They're like, we're not very impressed. So what have I done? They're like, you're on the supporter list for the British. Why are you on the British supporter list? And I was like, because I tried to get it for free. Because I was like, I'll lend my pony and I'll sleep in my lorry and I'll record the weekend. I just wanted to pay £90. And they were like, oh, that's not a really good deal.
Yeah, that's a shame.
They get a bed though.
That's all right. There's always pluses. You've got your list, haven't you?
Yes. Let's go. Is this meant to... Oh, it's on your phone.
Yeah, it's on my phone.
Oh, sorry.
Keep up. God. I carry this show.
I was watching the laptop like, why?
Why is it not moving?
I just want to point out that I am so tired. I bashed my elbow on a door because I didn't lift my arm high enough.
I got kicked today.
Oh.
By one of Maddie. I mean, it was aiming at another horse and it caught me on the way past, and it didn't really hurt, but it's just a bit swollen, and I feel very, very sorry for myself because it bruised a bit.
I feel sorry for myself because I'm a little bit sick.
Yeah. Well, what's that? Why are you feeling a bit ill? Have you got
Ike flu, maybe?
You got freshest flu?
No, it is called Ike flu.
Okay, so for anyone who is still listening after that long introduction, welcome to another episode of the Pony Podcast.
Yay!
Today we're talking all about Alex's recent excursion to the Student Rider Nations Cup, which was held in
Norfolk at Eastern Otley College.
That's the one. Which she's definitely maybe not feeling worse for wear anymore, but definitely feeling a little bit ill.
It was a long weekend. A very long weekend.
It always makes me laugh whenever riders in particular, because it's the only like social group that I have at the moment. When we all get together at big competitions, everyone comes away and they're like, God, I'm really run down, and I'm like, no, you've given yourself freshers flu, and they're like, what's that? Because lots of them haven't gone to university, and I'm like, what it is, it's the same thing that every child gets at the start of the year, where you go to school, you go to university, and there's a lot of people who haven't seen each other all in one place.
And different places. Yeah,
and all of their germs just like intermingle and make this kind of disgusting soup that ends up as, whenever I get it, I get a really, really bad cough. And to the, like, really bad. Like, it'll wake me up in the middle of the night coughing my stomach up. Like, it's horrible. And it happens every year. All 3 years I was at university, that's what I got. And I left university and I was like, oh, thank God, I'm never going to have to deal with freshers flu again. I get to Harry's, we go to badminton, I come away. Oh, I've got freshers flu. Why did I get freshers flu? Because the entire eventing population just dumped itself on South Gloucestershire for a weekend. And I did spend a lot of time chatting to everyone, having some drinks, that sort of thing. And I gave myself freshers flu. So if anyone's listening and wants some advice for when they go off to university, just take some paracetamol, ibuprofen, get your vitamin C in. Although vitamin D is actually more helpful in preventing colds than vitamin C. So.
Vitamin C you have to take in advance.
Yeah. Because
immune system. But anyway.
So, the more you know. Yeah. Anyway.
Also, exciting news that's happened recently is Tess completed her first advanced.
As if we haven't literally just spoken about this.
But it wasn't recorded. And anyone that doesn't know, advanced is the highest level of eventing in national level in the UK that you can get.
I wasn't sick all day and I only cried on the inside.
Big achievement.
Terrifying. I've never been nervous competing. Pretty much ever. Don't really get nervous. I might just before I go into the ring, I'm a bit like, oh, just need to keep moving, keep the nervous energy at bay. And on that, not nervous. Oh my God. For about 2 weeks leading up to it, anytime anyone asked me about it, or was like, or anyone non-horsey at home was like, I see there's a horse competition at Wellington, are you going to be there? I'd be like, yeah, moving on, next question. And just wouldn't talk about it at all. And I walked my course twice. David Sheeran, who's the organiser of Wellington, he's our Pony Club chief instructor, and he is an absolute hero, because I sent him a message 2 days before the competition being like, look, I am really, really nervous, and I'm not normally nervous. I don't really know how to deal with it. Please will you walk the course with me? Like, I just need someone to tell tell me that I can do it and that I'm being ridiculous. And bless him, he was so busy on the Sunday, and he put me in his car and we drove around the course, and because he's the organiser, we got to drive like onto the lines. Like, he lined me up for all the fences and was like, it's fine, we'll move when there's a horse, it's fine, it's fine.
Aww.
And drove me around, and it was so nice. It was also very nice because it was about 50 degrees or something. It was boiling, and his car had really good air conditioning. I got in and was like, oh yes.
I think it probably has something to do with like this has been your goal all year.
Yeah.
Is to like get to advanced.
Yeah.
And it's been a big roller coaster of a journey.
My God, has it?
And so I think you're probably like nervous because you're like, are we gonna do it? Like they could fall off tomorrow.
This has been an entire year's worth, and also because it was my qualification for Blenheim, and I had to get around the course because otherwise I wouldn't qualify for Blenheim. And I've been aiming a Blenheim since I bought her, pretty much. Mm-hmm. Even though, like, until last year, it was like a yeah, we'll go to Blenheim. No, we won't. Of course we won't. Don't be so ridiculous. Have you seen how big it is? Absolutely not. Whereas this year it was kind of like, oh no, we could actually do it. Like, let's actually commit to it. Let's actually aim at it. And yeah, it was a lot of pressure. It was a lot of pressure. We're now on the wait list for Blenheim, so we're not in. We're probably not going to get in, but we got there and we entered.
Hey,
and
you were on the wait list for Osborne and you got in.
Oh, don't. I'm actually worried. I'm worried if we do what we'll do if I do get in.
You will kick very hard.
I might cry the whole way round. I might sit in the start box and be like, oh my God, please don't make me do this.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
I'm sure I'll be fine. She's a cool horse. She's a very cool horse. So maybe I'll be fine. Maybe. Anyway, on to the actual subject of today's episode.
So yeah, we're doing a rundown of SRNCGB, how it panned out, any little fun things that happened.
So tell us what role you went in, because you weren't competing.
No, I wasn't competing. So you can go to them as a rider, or you can go as a supporter.
Yeah.
And I went because I was going to go as a supporter, because it's in the UK and I never get to go to one in the UK, and it's very exciting that I could drive there. But I was a bit like, I have borrowed other people's horses for all these competitions. Yeah. I'm going to take mine. Aww. So I drove my 2 horses all the way up to Norfolk, and it was a drama. It's a standing joke, I never get to one of these competitions easily. It is never as simple for me as getting to the airport, getting on the plane, getting off the plane, and getting to the competition.
What do you mean?
Never. My plane is either delayed, or my train is delayed, or they cancel my plane because there's fog, or I lose my passport, or there was something else that happened, and you were just like, why? So this time, I got as far as Reading, and this light came off my lorry going, no.
Reading's not very far.
No. And it was like, tyre pressure. And I was like, oh no. So I pulled over to the services and walked around and was like, I haven't got a flat tyre. So I called my mechanic and I was like, help.
Yeah.
And he was like, have you got a flat? And I was like, no. He was like, well, if they look fine, you're probably fine. It's really sensitive. You probably just like were a bit unbalanced with your loading, or like you went in a pothole. And I was like, okay, are you sure? Like, are you sure you're sure? And he's like, yes, I'm fine, drive. So I drove on, and then I got nearly to come off the M25, and my AdBlue needed AdBlue. Oh no. And I was like, well, that's fine.
It does have AdBlue, mine doesn't.
It's fancy new light. So anyway, it went down, it went to the red, and I was like, it's fine, it'll be fine. It'll just say the light come on. No, it was like, engine problem, low AdBlue, need AdBlue now, gonna die. So I pulled over, and the services I went to were, you went to cars, or you went to HGVs. Yeah. There was nothing in between. Yeah. So I went to the HGVs, and it was all fuel cards. Oh. And I was like, oh, but I've got cash, like I'm not a company lorry. So I pulled into one and went to the office. I was like, look, I need AdBlue, I only got cash. And they're like, we'll use some of the pumps on this side. There's 3 pumps you can use that are cash. I said, fine. Pulled in, and now the only pump that had one on the side of my AdBlue was not in use. So I pulled to the next one, and they were like, it's fine, that was a cash one because it's like still on it. So I went to fill up, wouldn't give me any AdBlue. And I went in and I was like, it's not working. And he was like, what do you mean it's not working? I was like, well, come and look. And he couldn't get it to work. So he was like, okay.
Did you do the classic thing where he's like, oh, girl.
Yeah. And so
I hate that.
He was a bit like, actually, no, they were all kind of like, oh, she's a trucker, she's a girl, we're going to have to help her. Like, nice way though, like really helpful. Anyway, so he's like, oh, use the one to the side. So I pulled it over, couldn't see how much I was filling because I was like, it's on the side. So I filled it up, and Then I closed it, went in to pay. The card machine froze while I was trying to pay. So it took me 45 minutes.
Somebody really doesn't want you
to get this. Anyway, and then we were driving along, and I was like 25 minutes away from the venue, and my tyre pressure light comes on again, and I was like, I'm just going to keep driving. I'm going to keep driving. I got there eventually. And so it took me 6 hours to get to Norfolk.
God.
And
that's a long time to be in a car, in a lorry.
On my own.
Driving.
You were meant to be co-pilot.
Sorry. I was
busy.
Crying. I was wetting myself instead.
So, anyway, I got there and we unloaded the horses, and the first thing Phoebe did was go to bed. She put herself to bed and she lay down and she was like, I'm very tired.
Well done, Phoebe.
And she her droopy little lip, and it was really nice because Bedmax had supplied all the bedding. So they got nice comfy beds. Comfy beds and they all sleep. So yeah. They got them all settled.
So you were there as a pony donator and a supporter?
Yeah, and doing the podcast creation stuff.
Yeah, oh that's so nice. Okay, so talk us through how the competition went. We've talked a little bit about the format of the competitions, haven't we?
Yeah, in
so
previous.
Like, what were the ponies used for? How did they do?
So technically runs from Friday to Sunday, but everyone usually arrives on the Thursday and it's like a welcome party. And Sophie decided there was going to be a theme for the welcome party, which was fly your flags, like dress like your country. Okay. So we had everything from British people wearing Union Jack jeans to Estonians making themselves their flags. So they had blue face and arms and a black t-shirt, and they'd painted their legs white to be their flag. Cool. So it went all different levels. I had an orange t-shirt. That was my That was my contribution. So yeah, that was fun, and they got to everyone arrived at different times as well. So you'd be someone else would just appear, and you'd be like, "You made it!" Yay! So that was good. And then the Friday was dressage day. So you have the first round of dressage in the morning and second round in the afternoon. And the first round is a team test. So all 3 team members
have to do the test all at once. That seems just manic. And on strange horses as well.
Yeah, so manic. Phoebe was doing first round dressage. Okay. And because there were 18 teams competing, and normally it's 15, they had to do 2 lots of dressage. So they did 9 teams in the first half, 9 teams in the second half. So Phoebe's in the second half of the dressage, just gave more time to plait, which was very helpful. Okay. And she had the French team, Belgian team, and international team. Okay. Rode her, and so they get 5 minutes warm up on the horses. Yeah. And then they go into their test. I
always feel so sorry for them.
And no, Phoebe was very well behaved. She was a very good girl.
Oh, good.
And it was the Swedish girl from the international team that won on her.
Oh, good.
And went on to the second round. And then for lunch was amazing. You probably saw on the story.
Oh my god, so that buffet.
Each SRNC has a cultural activity. Where you're supposed to introduce your culture to the other nationalities.
Oh, cute.
And they decided theirs was going to be afternoon tea. Which was why we had all the cake and the little sandwiches.
10 out of 10 best thing about being British.
The Pims, yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so you've done your dressage, all of that. Afternoon. Go for
second round dressage.
Okay.
So the people that were the best riders in their horses in the morning go through to second round dressage in the afternoon. Okay. Which they then ride another horse in a harder test. Okay. And then if they do well on that, they go to finals on Sunday. But they also get a mark for their team test on the overall picture. Yeah. And that contributes towards the team dressage score.
Oh, cool.
So it's not just if you have 3 riders that win on their horses, you're going to win the dressage. It also takes into account how good your test looks. Okay. Well.
Cool. And then what else happened other than the riding?
So the Friday night. Yeah. Was
this is what we're getting for.
Okay. Friday night was the fancy dress party. Okay. And the theme was a circus.
I saw some very interesting photos of that because I saw someone went as a lion.
Oh yeah, there was a lion.
Someone went.
There were 4 British girls went as gymnasts with hula hoops.
Saw that.
We all went as mime artists, the Dutch.
With my stripy shirt. Mm-hmm. Saw that.
Which I've washed and I need to give to you.
Cool. Sure. So what, other than the dressing up, what else was circus themed about the night?
They got a rodeo bull in.
Really? How did you do?
I didn't go on it.
Worse. I've been on one. We had one at camp once. I don't really remember that. But I've been on one once at someone's party, and I was wearing a jumpsuit that was really slippery, and I literally went to jump on and fell off the other side. And the guy was like, that was embarrassing, I hope no one saw. And I was like, no, what's more embarrassing is that I'm a horse rider. And he was like, do you want to go? It was so embarrassing. Oh god, it was so bad. It was awful. I'm so bad at those. Like, I can stick on most horses when they have a go, but those, no. I need stirrups. Thanks. That's my requirement.
There was some good costumes. Like, all the Polish turned up and they were all like circus ringmasters.
Cool.
And
there was a lot of Greatest Showman.
Yes.
I saw that.
Yes. And there was, I'm trying to think of some other good ones that were, I think someone was a strong man. Yeah.
Interesting from riders who don't generally have like perfect physiques.
Oh no, it was one of those like padded ones.
One of
the suits.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So that was good fun.
Okay.
And then on Saturday,
yeah,
it was jumping day.
Yeah. You had Maria was one of the jumping horses, wasn't she? No, dressage horse.
Dressage. Okay. Phoebe did first round jumping.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd said to them they could have Maria as a reserve horse for the first round, but because I've spent 6 months getting her confidence back and I'm competing the weekend after,
fair enough.
I was like, please, no, not for the finals. And also, I didn't think it was fair that if someone drew her and they were like a 6'2", well-built German guy, she's tiny. She's 15 too. Yeah. She's thoroughbred. Like, it's not fair. Yeah. And especially if she's a final or third round horse, you can't really manage that. Yeah. So yeah, I was like, she's not suitable for that. But Phoebe is first round jumping. So again, like with the first round dressage, they have 2 minutes on the flat and they get 2 practice jumps. Yeah. And then they have to go in. So they get upright in the spread. Yeah. And Phoebe was so cute. I was watching her. Aww. And they did it in 2 groups again. Yeah. And every time she went to a practice bed, she was like, I can jump on the jump, I can jump on the jump. And look at the ears. And I got to warm up some horses. Yeah. The first lot. And because they'd all 3 of them had brought from one place and they hadn't got any riders for them.
Oh, did someone else warm them up?
Oh yeah, we warm them up. Yeah. And then the riders will get on and have their 2 minutes and the horses are already warmed up.
So it's not like the bucks competitions where you literally just like, here's a horse, on you get.
Yeah. But at bucks, they still warm up and show them.
They show them, but it's like they trot in a circle and they trot on the other end and they have a canter and then you get on. Like, it's not really warming up.
Oh no, we warm them up. Like, we'll jump around the whole course.
Okay.
And then give it to them. And you've lost my train of thought now.
Sorry.
Yeah, so there were 3 of us. Yeah. That warmed up horses first for other people. So it was me, Alicia, and Cameron. Yeah. And let's say we were all still quite in the party spirit. Yeah. And jolly. And Cameron's horse stopped at the warm up and he fell off.
We've had that at bucks before. We had that at a bucks competition where one of the horses came into a fence and it was the one, it had been drawn by like, for luck of the gods, it'd been drawn by like the weakest member of every team. So all of the really novice riders were like, oh, that's mine. And we were like, oh, it's really nice. You've got a nice big warm blood, lots to kick, you'll be fine. And we watch it come round and it's been really sweet and perfect all the time. She comes around to the first fence and it dumps her on her face. And I mean, you know when you watch a horse and it doesn't just stop and spin, it makes sure it gets them on the floor. And we were all watching like, you're going to be fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're not going to ride like that. And you're going to be absolutely fine.
No.
It was just like, you know, when you're like, and they're all scared now. Okay.
Yeah, all of our horses were lovely this weekend.
Oh, that's good.
And so Phoebe had an American girl, a Swiss girl, and then a German girl that was in an international team. And the German girl was so cute because she got as a circus ringmaster the night before and had this sparkly silver tailcoat. Yeah. And everyone's like, you have to wear it in the competition. So she got on Phoebe and wore her tailcoat. She's like, will she mind? And I was like, no. And she came out and she's like, I love your horse so much. We had talked on the whole round because I'm a dressage rider. I'm not really a jumper. I think she understands some German now. And I was like, oh.
I think all horses have just an innate understanding of German. The way the Germans ride, I'm sure there's something there. Yeah. I'm sure that's the language horses speak.
Yeah, so she was so cute.
Aww.
And I think in the afternoon they had the second round of jumping.
Which is a bit bigger.
Yeah, so the first round's 90.
Yeah.
Second round's a metre.
Yeah.
And again, draw the horse. Yeah. And you have your 2 jumps.
Doesn't it get to like 120?
Yeah, the final's 120.
Okay.
And that's on the next day.
Yeah.
So that all sort of happened. Everyone went off, and then the evening was the gala. There's a black tie dinner, 3-course dinner, and so we'd gone all out on the theme. So it was a James Bond masquerade theme.
That looked so cool.
It was really cool.
So
and
cool.
she sort of said, like, oh, it's going to be really nice. They're going to do the sports hall up. And we were a bit like... And we opened the doors, and they'd done, like, an internal marquee.
Cool.
So they had drapes coming down from the ceiling and on the walls, and everything was lit, so it was sort of blue and black. And on the table, they'd done, like, martini glasses and put... like glass in them, like ice cubes, and put lights in them, so it all lit up.
Oh my god!
And it was so good. She'd put out like a red carpet for everyone to walk in with.
Oh,
it was really good.
I'm so jealous I wasn't there.
It was really good, but it was mad because I was saying to you before, there was a Spanish girl and an Irish guy decided they were going to liven up the gala party, and they decided.
I love how it wasn't like just the Irish team. It's like. It's a multicultural
Oh no,
scheme.
I was sat on the table when they were doing this.
Oh, God.
There was a load of us around that were giving them ideas, but they were like, we're going to do this.
Okay.
And then they had have to pass by Sophie, and they photocopied it all and gave everyone...
Where did they find a photocopier?
We were at a college.
Okay.
There's a photocopier somewhere.
Like, how organised do you have to be that you're like, right, I've written a list, we've photocopied it in 5 minutes, and now you're going to do it.
2 hours to photocopy
Okay.
it. And so I'm sure Sophie had a photocopier somewhere, like she's that organised.
Sure. Sure.
And anyway, what they'd done was they decided to make every table a team, and they had to do a list of dares.
Okay.
And they had a list they had to tick off when they'd done the dare.
Yeah.
And then the winner had to get it done before the end of dessert.
Yeah.
And run up to the organising committee and be like, finished. And they were mad. Like, some of them, it's like, eat someone else's dessert without using your hands. And,
was it like without them realising or just eat it?
yeah, without them realising, like, steal someone else's dessert. And, like, swap clothes with someone of the opposite sex.
Whose clothes did you steal?
I can't remember who we got to swap. We got... it was a Swiss guy that was quite slight.
Yeah.
We got him to swap with one of the girls on our table.
The problem with that for girls is quite often you're wearing a dress, which is an all-in-one item of clothing. Mm-hmm. So what do you swap?
Oh, he was wearing a dress.
So they just swap dresses?
Oh no, she got his suit.
Yeah.
She got her dress.
Oh, everything. I thought you meant like, as in like he gave her a jacket and she gave him like a bracelet or something.
No.
Right. So entire wardrobe change.
Yeah, so that was quite fun. So there were lots of like girls walking around in suits and guys walking around in dresses. That was fun. Yeah, they were mad and it got really competitive.
I'm sure.
Really competitive.
Who won?
Spanish team.
Ugh.
Yeah,
you let
Spanish
the side
table.
down. Letting the side down.
Yeah, and then we sort of, it all turned into a party and that was good. And then on Sunday was the semi-finals day, and at the gala, you find out who's got into semi-finals.
Yeah.
So you don't know until that evening who the top 6 are for each discipline. And so yeah, on the Sunday with the finals, it was jumping first. So that was 110 jumping, and then the 120 final happened pretty much straight after. And it was an Irish girl and an American girl that got into the final.
Oh, cool.
And the American girl won in the end. So that was
she's
fun.
come all that way.
Yeah. No, it's mad, because I thought that coming all that way, a lot of the time it's because they're studying in Europe. And the American student riders are like, look, you're pretty close by, go to the competition. But a lot of them fly over specifically. And they have to deal with jet lag as well as having to ride the horses.
Oh my god.
It's mad. They're seriously hardcore.
I mean, I know it's an obvious point, but America's a big place. Organising trainings and stuff must be mad. And like selections.
Yeah, I don't know how they do it.
No.
It's crazy. But yeah, so they had the jumping finals, and then followed by that was the dressage semi-finals. And I had Maria, my horse, in the semi-finals. And she's normally she's an event horse. She's pretty bold. And she warmed up not great. Yeah. But like she's meh. And I got in the arena indoors, and she was like, I thought it was going to explode.
Oh no!
Because there were two tables with Union Jack covers on, and people were walking around, and everyone was stood behind barriers by the exit. Yeah. And of course people were moving around, and there were flags, and there were some crashy noises, and I was like, if someone collapses or they cheer, like it's gonna spin and run. And I was like, oh god, and like if someone moved, she's like, whoa, whoa, and I was like, oh no, what do I do? So I had to run up to the judges' box and be like, tell everyone to be quiet. Tell everyone to be quiet, because I do not want anyone to die. And so in the end, it was fine.
At least they both had to ride her, you know what I mean? Like at least it was comparable.
Yeah, and it was I was so scared. But the girl that rode her first was a friend of mine, the Dutch girl, and she's ridden up into 2.
Okay.
And she was so excited to ride my pony. And I was like, have fun. And I was like, I'm really sorry, she's not normally like this. And she got on and she's like, what do I do? I can't do anything. I just have to like sit there. Wait. And I was like, I'm really sorry.
Be very, very quiet.
I'm really sorry. And she did a good job.
Yeah.
And made it look a lot easier than she is. And then the next girl that got on was the same German girl that had ridden Phoebe for the jumping. So she had her sparkly coat back on.
And Maria lost it.
Maria was fine.
Okay.
Because she got better and better as she went through.
Okay.
And she did a nice test.
Yeah.
And then there's a Spanish guy who rode her last.
Yeah.
And like it wasn't the best test, but it was very relaxed because Maria was like, everything is fine. I've got the hang of this now.
Maria had learned the test.
It was really cool though, because I never get to see anyone else ride her doing a test at that level, because it was like a intermediate / is it elementary / medium test, and I was watching her like, my horse is actually alright.
She's quite good.
My horse is not a rubbishy horse.
Yeah, your horse is a nice horse. I've always wanted, like, it's something I've always wanted to like donate my horse for, but it's never fallen like on it with her competing calendar. Like, it's never worked, and now of course I'm like looking for a new home for her, so it's probably not going to happen next year, but it's definitely something I want to do. Just because the riders are, like, the quality of the rider is so good, so you are seeing, like, it's not like you're donating your horse and it's going to be ruined and you're going to get it back and be like, what do I do now?
But also at the end of the day, the riders are only on them for like 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
And how much damage does someone do in 15 minutes?
Yeah. Well,
you know?
Yeah.
And especially when you get through to the finals, like, they've had to qualify themselves.
Yeah,
to get through. And so the final of the dressage ended up being the Dutch girl that was on Maria versus a German guy who was a show jumper. He never rides dressage, so they can
do it.
But he ended up having to do a Grand Prix dressage test and then a freestyle to music.
Grand Prix dressage test. Oh my god.
And then a freestyle to music.
How much time? So I saw that it was a freestyle. How much time do they have to put together a floor plan?
Normally, once they've realised they're in the final, that's it.
Well, they just go in.
They just go and like make something up. They have set movements they have to put in.
Yeah.
But you'll kind of get together in a huddle and be like, right, what music are we going to use? What are we going to put in? How are we going to do it? But usually, if the riders are that level, they have something in mind.
Yeah.
But the problem with where the college was they said you had to bring music on CDs because they didn't have anyone to plug your phone in or a laptop. And our group chat was going, who has CDs?
Yeah.
I don't have any CDs.
I do. So I have CDs.
But they bought the German guy had obviously done his CD and the music was really nice, very sort of dressage-y. And the two that had driven, they'd done like a little stay. They'd found a CD in a charity shop of pop princesses, and they brought that with them. And then were like, no, we can't use that. So what they ended up doing was using the commentator's microphone with their phone, and like just changing the tracks and changing the tracks and changing the tracks. That was the solution. But yes, it was Micah, the Dutch girl. I actually
have a CD of dressage music at home that we used for not my last horse, the one before. And it's like, I mean, it wasn't really specifically made for him. It was just like songs that work for any walk, any trot, and any canter. And you know what? Next time I'll bring it with me. We'll donate it to the British team, and I'll be like, there you go.
The Brits are sorted.
Really?
Sophie's got a floor plan and music for any time they ever go. So when we were in Switzerland, she didn't know Alicia was going to get into the final.
Yeah.
And she had to go before the last day, and she left it. And what she'd done was she'd re-edited Charlotte's London music. And that was Alicia's music, I mean, and with the floor plan to go with it.
Bold. If you're going to try to be anyone. And only Alicia would have that sort of confidence to be like, I can be Charlotte Dujardin.
Well, I don't think she knew what the music was.
Oh, Alicia!
I don't know. I didn't know. I just heard it come in at the beginning of it before she went down to the floor plan. And I was like,
oh my god. Wow. Alicia Wilkinson, message the podcast if you did or did not know that was Charlotte's London 2012 music.
So anyway, it was the Dutch girl, Micah, that won the dressage. And then it was the German guy that was second in the dressage that won overall combined.
Oh, cool.
So you have 3 different competitions. You have the dressage, the show jumping, and then combined.
Yeah.
And the combined is done on where you finish in each of the disciplines. So if you're like like if you're 4th in the dressage and 6th in the
Yeah.
show jumping, then you get a combined score of 10.
Yeah.
And then it's who's got the least points. And then, so we finished all that, and then we did the results. So it
Yeah.
was the Team USA that won the show jumping.
Okay.
It was Team Germany that won the dressage.
Yeah.
And Team
Of course.
Spain won the competition overall.
Oh, cool.
And
I mean, I don't know why I'm sounding so surprised. I'm sure Team Spain is great. But...
I've never been at an SRNC where Team Spain has won.
Really?
Never.
They're not very good.
Good.
I hear a lot of mentions about them, but I feel like that's probably because lots of my friends are friends with lots of Team Spain, so I always assume that they do quite well.
I mean, like, they're good riders, but they're generally show jumpers rather than dressage riders.
Mind you, so when I was doing bucks, we competed against Bristol, and there was me and a guy called John, and we were always drawn against each other. We always had the same horse. Every single, like, I think there was maybe one competition in my entire 3-year experience of it that we didn't have the same horse. And he's a show jumper and I obviously event. He'd always beat me in the dressage and I would always beat him in the show jumping because both of us would try too hard to beat the other one in our respective disciplines. So like in the dressage I was really going for the win and he was trying to just get round and he always beat me. And in the show jumping I can't see a stride for love nor money, and so I was just trying to get around the course in some semblance and leave all the fences up, and he was always going for the win and I always beat him and he always beat me in the dressage. Every time, and that's why it's better to not try. Children, that's what I'm leaving you with.
And then so yeah, after that happened,
Yeah.
and everything was up, so we then packed away. Some people had left,
Yeah.
because they normally what they do is they have the whole day as finals day.
Yeah.
Started a bit later, but because people had flights to catch,
Yeah.
we got everything wrapped up by about 1:30,
Okay.
and which is mad.
Yeah.
And then then it was just a bit chilled. I decided to leave on Monday because it was quite a long journey, and I
Yeah.
sort of thought by the time I leave it'll be 4:00, and then I'm not going to get back till really late.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'd rather give them another night in a nice stable,
Yeah.
let them relax, and then take them off the next morning. And it was nice because there was sort of another party,
Yeah.
but it was really chilled. And one of the
Oh.
Irish guys had brought his guitar.
Oh my
He's in a
gosh.
band.
Yeah.
And we was like
Oh, so
singing.
he was good.
He was really
Okay.
good, and he was he was singing along outside under the trees.
Oh, that's
Like, it
so
was really nice, really nice.
Anytime anyone brings out a guitar, it always reminds me of my brother's like 18th birthday or something, where one of his friends bought a guitar, and he started the night singing "Brown Eyed Girl." Like, do you remember when? Yeah. But he'd only sing the chorus, and only once. And as he had more and more lemonade, shall we say, his hands got further and further away from the strings. So he ended up not touching the strings at all, and just going, "Do you remember when?" And that was it. That was all he would sing. That was the only words he would sing.
God.
And anytime anyone brings a guitar out, I'm just like, "Oh, put it away. Like,
No,
we don't need
Tim's
this."
good. He's in a band, and when I went to SRNC Island, his band played at the
Really?
SRNC. So yeah, he's decent.
Okay.
And it was really nice.
I trust him. Okay.
And yeah, it was a good evening. And then the next morning, I sort of packed up my stuff, said my goodbyes, and off I drove.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, and it was such a well organised event, and like Sophie put so much effort into it that everyone was like, "You're gonna hold World Finals next year." And she just said, "I need to recover first."
Oh, I'll definitely come. Sophie, if you're listening, I'll definitely come, I promise. Because I might not have a horse. So I promise I'll come and I'll support. And I'll, cry on the inside about the fact that I don't have a horse. Anyway, so that's everything that happened.
That's the lowdown. That's our first event report.
Our first event, oh my god, our first event report. Just before Burley, which I mean...
Echo ratings, watch out.
I mean, it's just before Burley, but let's be honest, there's enough event reports out there for the big competitions. We focus on the important ones, which are the ones that include parties in the middle of them. Actually, technically, Burley and Badminton do parties for the competitors in the middle of them.
And if anyone wants to find out more about student riding, if you're coming about to start university, student riders are on Facebook, and their Instagram is at GB Student Riders. And
they are lovely people. If you want to just drop them a message, like, they are so nice.
And we had so many people from the British gang that were newbies, and they just completely threw themselves in and had a great time. And
I think that's the key for a lot of these things, that you just got to get involved.
Yeah, the next one's in Ireland in about a month's time.
They're often.
No, they're not. It all depends on when they can hold them. So there's normally about maybe 3 or 4 a year.
That's quite a lot. For a Nations Cup?
Well, the Nations Cup qualify you for World Finals. So the more you can send a team to, the more likely you are to end up in Gold League.
I always assumed that they were the same thing. I never differentiated between World Finals and Nations Cups.
No.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, so World Finals, you have Gold League and Silver League.
Yeah.
And Gold League is only 6 teams.
Okay.
So it's the winner of Gold League the year before.
Yeah.
Winner of Silver League the year before.
Okay.
And the 4 top best placed teams throughout the Nations Cup series.
When's World Finals?
New Year.
Cool. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then it's always 15 teams.
Yeah.
So the other 9 teams that aren't in Gold League are in Silver League.
Okay. Oh, very cool.
And the only difference is that Gold League competes at a higher level. So their team dressage test is more like a second round dressage test that it has shouldering in.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And then their final is generally bigger than a normal final, so it'd be like 130 rather than 120.
I think that's where I've heard of people going in who like have never jumped higher than 110 and something. They have to jump around a 130 course.
Yeah.
And they're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Well, WUEC was like that. So they have a competition organised by the International University Sport Association that happened 3 years ago. It's meant to happen every 2 years, but no one organised it last year. And when I went, it was in Sweden. And their final for their show jumping was 140.
Oh, 140's big, man.
Yeah.
And on a strange horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not down for that.
That was mad. And that happened over a week because it was like a proper big international.
Wow.
And there were like teams came from Hungary and Japan.
Oh, cool.
And it was amazing. But it's such a big thing to organise.
Yeah.
And it's not underneath the umbrella of the organisation that runs the Nations Cups.
Yeah.
That it doesn't kind of fit in with it. And a lot of the countries now do under the IEC.
Yeah.
Which is the Nations Cups. And so they kind of like that, and it's a bit friendlier, it's not as official.
Yeah.
So like the teams that went in, the top 3 teams had to go and do their own team final.
Yeah.
And they were like, we could drug test you and all of that.
Oh my god.
So when they had their black tie the night before, all those teams like, I can't have like a glass of wine, even though, you know, your students and everyone said like, you can't, just in case they test you. Like, it was very serious.
Oh my god.
So yeah. But yeah, if you want to find out more, next one's Ireland.
Yeah.
And if you've got any questions, send them to Sophie, who does the Instagram, or to us, and we can forward them on.
As ever, if you could like and subscribe, rate and subscribe, that's what I'm looking for. Rate and subscribe on whatever podcast platform you're listening on, because it'll help other people find us and recommend us to your friends and your family and passers-by in the street. That would be great. If you've got any topics you want us to talk about, you can email us at theponypod@gmail.com or message us on Instagram, The Pony Podcast, or Facebook, The Pony Podcast. Keep an eye on the Facebook page. Try and catch up with us if you're going to be at Burley. Keep an eye on the Instagram page because we are doing a collaboration with Ginny Howe, who's another Burley first-timer, who's going to be giving us the inside scoop on what she's doing and what her lovely horse Beau is doing. And yeah, just keep in touch. All right, see you guys next week. Bye.